Hey everyone, hope you're having a great break and staying safe out there. Just wanted to send you a quick video and kind of talk to you about how Math 98 goes day to day. Some of you might be feeling a little bit apprehensive about remote instruction, but I've tried to set up a course that is agreeable to busy schedules, that kind of allows for the busy, crazy times we're living in. So I just wanted to kind of say hi again and Happy New Year and hope you're doing well, but also walk you through kind of the day-to-day schedule of the class. So let's take a look.
Okay, friends, so I'm over at the COCC webpage. I think most students find my webpage through the directory. So if you go to directory, and then my last name is Rule, R-U-L-E. So we go to R, and then we scroll down. Here I am, Sean Rule. There's my picture from when I started working here. And then a couple things here are office hours. We'll mention those later in the video. But the website's right here. It's a bit clicky. I try to avoid Blackboard as much as possible. I'll talk more about that in some later videos if you want to watch those after you watch this video. But here's the main page you want to get to. And then Math 98's, the most important link you need in Math 98 is the schedule link. And it's going to look a little bit obnoxious when you first open it because I've got the entire term sketched out from week 1 all the way through exam week in March. And it seems a little bit daunting, but it's actually not that bad. All it is it's a schedule of what's due on any given day and what you should bring questions to our Zoom meeting if you have questions. So I want to start with the Zoom meetings. I'm going to open up a Zoom meeting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Here is the information you need to get into those meetings. That's the meeting ID and the passcode. Please notice that the passcode has a capital S. This is the same information you need if you have questions during office hours. Actually, it's the same information you'll need for any Zoom meeting that we have to set up for each other. I use the exact same info. It just makes it easier that way. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to open up a Zoom meeting. And if you have questions on anything that is listed in that day's list, then you drop in with questions. If you don't have questions, you don't have to. Let's just look through a little bit here. This is Monday, January 4th, which is this coming Monday. What to do before our Zoom meeting today. So it says go through the syllabus videos. If you actually click on that link, it'll take you to a playlist of 3 videos that go into very, very great detail. I'm not going to do that in this video. This is just kind of a how the day runs kind of thing. So that's going to walk you through hopefully any questions you have on the syllabus, like how I collect grades and things like that. And then here, this is a lab and a homework. Now these are not due. Take a look over at Wednesday with me. They're not due until Wednesday, before 8 a.m. on Wednesday. Okay? But what I want you to do is I want you to look at these and make sure you understand what I'm asking you to do on them. Now some of you might be thinking like, Sean, what the hell? Class just started. How can you have something? I totally get that feeling. But you have to understand something. The math that's involved in all the stuff from this first week, the first, second, and third labs and the corresponding homeworks, it's math you already know how to do. It's fractions, it's percentages, it's decimals. Later on in the week, you're going to learn a little bit of spreadsheet work. We're going to learn spreadsheets together as we go through the course. Don't worry about that. I'm going to teach you as we go. So the idea is you can open, let's just crack open one. Crack open Lab 1, the multi-sided die. It's a PDF document. And there's a series of questions in it. There's question number 1 right there, question number 2 down here, and so forth and so on and so forth and so on. And it asks you to answer these questions. Now, these are what you'll bring questions on if you get stuck. So if you're reading down through lab number 1, and you're like, okay, I'm with them. I totally get it. Oh, wait a minute. I don't understand number 5. That's a perfect time for you to come to the meeting somewhere between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. You don't have to be there exactly at 8. You can drop in whenever you have questions and just ask me the questions and we can go over them. We have a chalkboard. I'm going to be holding my meetings from my office up at work. We have a chalkboard. We can do a screen capture. We can open spreadsheets. We can do whatever we need to do to get your questions answered. So that's the idea of how the meetings run. They are pretty much just drop in if you have questions. Some students will just drop in the beginning, ask a couple questions, and then run off to something else. Some students have classes that start at 8:15, so they'll drop in right at 8 o'clock and then ask questions for like 5 or 6 minutes and then pop out. And just so you know, I'm going to record any of our meetings, all the meetings that we have, as long as people stop by, I'll record them and then supply the links in Blackboard. You'll see that when you go into Blackboard for the courses. There's a little folder that says Zoom meeting recordings or something like that. So that's how Zoom meetings are. You don't have to come into the Zoom meetings. But if you do, again, here's the information you need. And I will say this one thing. I don't take attendance throughout the term, but the government makes me do it on the first day, unfortunately, because there's some kind of financial aid guideline thing. So if you're going to drop by on that first Zoom meeting on January 4th, that's great. I'll know you're in the class, and I'll check your name to make sure that you're there. If you're not going to come by, just respond to the email that this video was contained in and let me know. Just be like, hey, I'm not going to be there on the 4th, but I do want to be in the class. That way I keep you on the schedule, or on the roster, excuse me. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, Sean, so that makes sense for the first week because this is all the math we already know. How about the math we're going to learn as the course goes on? And I'll go a little bit further. So we'll take a look here at week 2, the beginning of week 2. We have 7 individual topics, and you'll see them all as we go through. Here's the topic 1, dimensional analysis. Here's topic 2, unit fractions. And topic 3, I think, is order of operations. And topic 4 is negative numbers. I forget exactly the order. But when I designed the class, I said I want to have these 7 topics. And the way we're going to do the teaching and the learning is similar to what we did in class. So what you're going to do first, like for example, this is the second Monday, you're going to watch this quick little video first. And then there's these notes documents. So when you click on this, it looks like anything else that you open in the class, like a project or a lab or a homework or anything else. But what it is it's a series of notes. And this is the way I do these notes when we have face-to-face in-person classes. I simply give this handout to my students, and then we stop. I kind of walk around the room and answer individual questions. And when I feel that students are getting confused, I stop and regroup and kind of work through the questions up to where I sense people are getting stuck. So since we can't do that, and since I don't want to do that remotely for a whole host of reasons, I've got these little video check-ins that follow questions on the note documents. Okay, so there's a video check-in there, there's a video check-in there. You'll notice there's video check-ins throughout the notes documents. Now, of course, you can still bring your questions to the drop-in Zoom meetings. Those drop-in Zoom meetings are there for you to ask any questions on anything listed in that day. So Monday, week 2, January 11th, you can come to that class and ask any questions on the dimensional analysis notes or the hot tub tea table homework. And then on Wednesday, you can ask any questions on the notes again. I give you a couple days most times to get those notes worked through. I know you're busy. I know there's a lot going on in your lives. And then any homework or lab or exam that is listed in the previous day is due the next class day before 8 a.m. And that, my friends, is pretty much how Math 98 goes. It's pretty straightforward. Once you get in the hang, I just read my my evaluations from fall term, and I only had I think it was 8 students in the 98 class did evaluations out of about 25. But all of them said, this is exactly how I wish all my classes were. They liked this setup because it allowed you to move ahead. You could theoretically move well ahead in this course. And I mean, some students were done a couple of weeks early. I wouldn't recommend trying to get the whole course done in like a week or 2. That's a lot of information and a lot of work to do. But some students were finished by, say, week 8 or 9, and they could take the last couple of weeks off. As far as submitting work, you do submit to Blackboard, and you will get into that in the syllabus videos. I talk about that in the syllabus videos. This little video here was just to get you to, just so you understand how the day-to-day works. I wanted to kind of put your mind at ease. Some students might be a little bit concerned about a math class done remotely, but from my experience, and I've been doing math like this for years and years now, well before coronavirus made us do this. So I'm kind of got a lot of learning experience under my belt, and I make changes every term. I'll probably make changes during the term as y'all give me more ideas and better ideas. But this gets you kind of the idea of how the day-to-day works. So, as always, if you have any questions at all, just respond to the email this video was in. Otherwise, I might see you on Monday. But definitely let me know if you're not going to drop in on Monday. Just shoot me an email so that I know you want to be in the class. All right, be well, stay safe, talk soon, and yeah, we'll see you in class.